Welcome, everybody, to another amazing episode of She Shift. You guys, I can't wait to you hear what we got going on in the back. We've been talking. But before I do that, I always do. You always start out with three assignments. So your first assignment is one, what is your evening beverage? Drop it in the feed. Would love to hear it. Two, grab everybody up. Get your pen and paper. And then three, let me introduce myself to you. My name is Pam. I am the host of She Shift, the place where we go in, help women, empower, inspire women to go after their what's next, no matter what. And you know how we do it? We have networks of people around the world that are doing their what's next and they're rocking it. So if you have any questions during the time, drop it in the feed. If you don't want to do that, you can text me at 614-674-0074. So with that being said, so today's show is all about, if you've seen the flyers around, is about travel. How many of you would love to travel? And if so, where would be your favorite place? Drop it in the feed, let me know, and we'll shout you out. So without further ado, let me bring on our travel expert, James Hall. Hello, Mr. James.
Hi, Pamela. Thanks for having me.
Oh, no, thank you for joining. This is going to be fun. So much fun.
I'm excited.
Me too. Me too. But before we go any further, tell everybody a little bit about yourself.
Absolutely. So, as you said, my name is James Hall. I am a travel planner, not a travel agent. So, I like to distinct between the two because I realize that people don't need someone to just book a flight, hotel, etc. They need someone these days who is there with them every step of the way for planning a vacation, because I've noticed, especially since COVID, vacation planning has become very stressful. Things have changed. Everything is booked online. You can no longer just show up and, like, I'm going to go to Disneyland for the day just because. There are standards, there are things you need to do beforehand, and things have changed. And so you need someone who understands that and who is familiar with the change, or somebody who can just be with you every step of the way. And also, you don't have to worry about you repeating yourself as well. So that's kind of where I come in. But it's funny how this started out. I've been doing this for 8 years, but I guess my love for it, started when I was, wee little. I grew up going to theme parks, Disneyland, Universal Hollywood, etc. Because I originally from Southern California, and I did when I was when I was a teenager, did a Carnival cruise, as well as I did a couple trips to Cancun, Mexico. So ended up traveling a lot. And some of the things that me personally as a kid, I loved the memories that I made with my family. When you're there, everything just seemed like you're getting away from life. You're getting away from the normal. But then I also saw the other side of it. I saw my parents stress out about trying to plan everything out. And I'm not saying that having, vacation points is bad per se. If somebody's able to do it, great. But what I noticed, at least for my parents, was experiencing the limitations of it, that you couldn't just go up and go. There was like, oh, well, you can only use these points for these dates, or you can only stay at this resort, and trying to find out where to stay when you've never been to a location before, or trying to figure out, well, what are we going to do next? We need to book up restaurants, we need to book up experiences, and doing all that. So I got to see the stress side of it. And while I love the experiences on the trip itself, I also just love behind the scenes stuff. So I watch, things on the History Channel when anything vacation wise was going on, or when YouTube came around, getting to watch that. And ended up, since I love Disney, I ended up giving people, insight. And I came from an accounting background, so felt like the last thing I was going to do, until my loving wife was the one who noticed things and kept challenging me, like, are you happy with your life? What are you doing? And like, oh yeah, I'm happy. This is what I went to school with. Sure. Uh-huh. And I studied for this. And here I am kind of trying, stuck in a spot where I couldn't really move up in ranks in the accounting world. And she said, well, have you thought about planning trips for people? You're always giving our friends advice whenever they're doing a trip. And you're always doing this. And I thought about it because I was thinking, well, I picture a travel agent, like person who sits at a desk with all the different brochures, like, well, let's see where we can get you today. And I looked up specifically Disney and saw this was a thing. And I was like, ooh, this is cool. So looked into different companies, saw what there was, found some really cool ones, but then they had weird credentials with them. One was you had to travel a certain amount of time every single year in certain destinations.
Oh,
So I
wow.
was like, I don't want to put myself in debt in order to get a job.
Right,
I
right.
found this small company that at the time was only around for 2 years. It's called Concierge, as you can see on my shirt, CONCIEARS. And at first, the owner was not hiring. He was just happy being a small town. But I was like, hey, look, can I just pitch to you, my passion?
Uh-huh.
And he listened, like, you know what? I'm going to take a shot with you. And then I got the ball running. And then as I noticed, we started growing as well as a company. And what started off as a few planners is now over 20 planners. And we've been around for 10 years. And I've been around for 8 of those years. And it's been really fun, just the people that I get to meet and help them with their vacations. And they realize, oh, this is a thing that somebody does. And what does separate me from some other companies, I'm not saying every company, but some
Yeah.
companies where I don't charge an extra fee for people.
Okay.
And when people ask me, well, how do you get paid if you're not charging me? It's like, I get compensated by the vendors I'm booking through because they know my value as
Wow.
a planner. So it all works out in the end. And I would rather my services not be labeled with a number because
Yeah.
I don't want to tell people, well, you have to pay me this much in order for me to do this much on your trip. Because I want somebody, if they want me to book their flights, great. If you don't, you want to book your flights yourselves, awesome. And then I can handle, the rest of your trip. But there have just been so many ways I've helped people with their vacations, and it's been a huge blessing for
Oh,
me.
wow. That is so, thank you. I love that. That is look, I'm over here I'm like, wow. I'm in all that here you left accounting and you did travel, but travel is your love passion. And I love that because so many women that I talk to, they're always like, I wish I could do what I love. And you're a prime example. You're doing what you love. And it had nothing to do with accounting. So many
Right.
And how many people do you hear, well, I don't have experience in doing this, or I don't even know where to start. And here you started in your love passion.
Well, that's the funny thing for me. Usually, people in my position are women who do this kind of thing. They're the stay-at-home moms who are finding their passion. So I'm one of those few demographic that are going into this, but there are men like me who still do this. And like you said, finding that passion to realize I had a passion for something instead of
Right.
doing something that I was kind of groomed for, because that's what I was, not to go into too much detail. While I love traveling with my family, I did come from an abusive household. I was verbally abused by my father. So this was kind of the thing, like, no, you're going into this career because I said so, and you're just going to make basic, salaried money. So that way you don't have to worry about life. Whereas I'm feeling the complete opposite these days, doing what I love and realizing not only I'm doing what I love, but my wife is doing what she loves. And we're both in careers that we are passionate about, which is
Awesome.
really great. And
It
because my wife is a sign language interpreter. So that's what she's passionate about. So we're both doing things that is not, I wouldn't say considered the norm, but it's something that we're doing kind of against society, going for the cushy job.
So what would you say? So let's start first from there. what would you say, we have listeners around and they are wanting, like, oh my goodness, I would love to do my love passion. What would be your piece of advice for them?
I think for me, my word of advice for them would just be really take a step back and think about what that passion is. Because in today's society, it's very easy for us to get caught up into something that we think might be our passion,
True.
but it might not be. And I'm not saying you're never going to feel miserable. There's always going to be hardships no matter what, but do something that you know that you can have fun with. And I don't think a lot of us take that into consideration these days. We're focused on the career things. I mean, how many times you get all the degrees, but you don't get the job you want? I saw my dad go back to school for his bachelor's and his master's in accounting, but he
Uh-huh.
never got past a certain threshold.
Oh,
And again, it's like, why waste your, I'm not saying that if that is your passion, of course go for it, but if it's not, don't waste your time going for the goal that you may never be happy with, because you're always going to want more. But if there's something that you can know, like, I can do this and I'm not going to get sick and tired of it, I'm not going to have those days where I'm looking and realizing, man, I'm just done. This job sucks. And I mean, don't get me wrong, I have tough days
I
too.
understand.
Everybody does. But most
Absolutely.
of the time, I get moments where I feel good about myself. I get to connect with people all over the US and some in the world as well. So it's something that really strives me, because I'm a people person. I like talking to people. I don't like doing the whole online chat, or I'm not as familiar with Instagram, so I feel like I'm a dinosaur in that aspect. But I'd rather do this where I'm talking to someone face to face to tell somebody about my passion. That's actually what got me started. Is I went on a few podcasts like yourself, and
Yes.
people heard about me and then contacted our company like, "Hey, I heard James on this. He sounds like a cool guy. I want to talk to him more and
Yeah.
hear his story or see what he can do for me."
I love it. So, okay, now let's talk about the good stuff, the travel. That was good too, but I'm really interested. I'm in awe about the ability to travel. That is your business. So let's talk about the travel, your travel piece. Let's flip it. So with that being said, what is one of the most common place that people are going to right now in time, right now on vacation?
So at least for me, I'm booking a lot of trips for people who are wanting to go to Disneyland, Disney World, Universal Orlando, as
Mm,
well as the Disney Cruise Line is one that I do a lot for people. So that is where at least a lot of my clientele is going. Now I do open up to other things, but a lot of my clients are within that kind of theme park or entertainment industry. And a lot of it is people coming to me for new people who haven't been there in years. And
mm.
it's like, well, I remember what is this? Like, yeah, it's a whole different ball game, but let me help you so that way you can know what to expect, so you're not going in there blind.
Yeah. So let's talk about the cruise. We were just talking about it.
We were just talking about the
I
cruise.
love a good old cruise. I love so the Disney cruise, right? Was amazing. I loved it for the relaxation. I'm going to ask for some people who has not been on the cruise, and knowing that there are kids on the cruise. Do you see a lot of the kids on the cruise?
Honestly, at least Disney, no, because kids are going to be going to the kids club. That's where they want to be. I mean, I'll be honest, because we got to go on a little, open house on the first day, so we could see where we were dropping our kids off at. And my wife and I were just like, well, I want to hang out here. This seems awesome. I mean, we were on the Disney Wonder, so they had the Toy Story area that is enlarged to make you feel like you're the size of a toy. There was a Marvel Avengers area and just some different things. And the kids were in awe about it. They wanted to keep going back to it. And even my son, as I mentioned to you, Pamela, before we started recording, after dinner, he kept telling, we said, hey, this stage show is later. Do you want to go to it? No, I just want to go to the kids club. Like,
Wow.
okay, cool. You can go. We know where the kids are. They're not going anywhere. So my wife and I got to have our own time separate from the kids, and they got to stay as long as they want until we had to pick them up to get them lunch or bring them to dinner. And that was the other thing. I loved the restaurants. I think that was the best service I've ever seen
So
because they were ready for our kids. They had their drinks all set up. They had the menus out so the kids
yeah.
could get their menus out. And then before I'm even looking at my own menu, they already have the food out and the kids are happy and and eating. And this is very unique because this is the only cruise line that does the rotational dining where you eat at a different place each.
Yeah.
Whereas other cruise lines, sure, they have different restaurants, but you're responsible for going to these restaurants and you're never going to have the same serving team. Whereas with Disney, you have the same people with you every meal, which is amazing. And they get to know you. And it was definitely top notch.
They have my thumbs all up for it. It was really, really good. So we have someone actually now who they're chiming on my phone. I have my phone turned down, but they're dinging me and they're like, well, I've never been on a cruise before and Disney sounds good. What would you recommend them to go on, or how long would you recommend them to go on, especially if someone's never done it?
If someone's never done it, I usually recommend, if you want to kind of just try it and get your feet wet, I'd say the very minimum, a 3-day cruise or even a 5-day at the most, just so you can get with it to see if you like it. And I either tell people do one or two things. Either go out of San Diego, because that's a very easy one to get to. And then, of course, Florida, because they have the islands.
Yeah.
They have the private islands that you can go to,
that's the one we did. We did that one with the private islands. That's
usually what I recommend.
Okay.
And also, depending on if there's favorite Disney characters, that could also determine which ship you go on. And that's where having somebody like me is like, oh, well, I can tell you which ship has these characters, or if you're into these films, this is where I recommend going because they'll have this. And it's so cool to get to see that. And even still seeing, the magic, I say the kid at heart, very sincerely, because I still get excited seeing Disney characters. My wife does. I mean, heck, she gets excited whenever she sees her favorite princess, Ariel, to this day. So we get to share in that excitement. And now my kids are at that perfect age where they are excited to see characters and love talking with them. And I mean, our favorite interaction during this last cruise was actually Jack Sparrow. He spent like almost 8 minutes with them.
Wow.
And we were trying to get them to come on, there's other people in line to see him. And he's like, oh, no, you can stay with him there. You can keep him with me. And just like, well, I don't trust you because of your character, but I think it's awesome that you're wanting to take the time to talk to them. It was absolutely amazing. And I'm not saying, against other cruise lines. I haven't been at as many. The last one I was on before Disney was Carnival, but I was 18 at the time. So for me, there really wasn't much for me to do. And I felt bored on it. And it's just like, there's got to be more to do. And as an adult, I never felt bored on the Disney cruise.
No, either do I. I have to say, they always had something to do. They had stuff for us planned back to back, back to back. And I really love that. Now, let me ask you this. There is someone who just said, I'm an adult and I want to go on a cruise, Disney cruise by myself. What is your thought on that?
I think, why not? I mean, the thing that I love most about a Disney cruise is because there are, a certain amount of people there, you might meet somebody and make a new friend. Because it's not just, you might meet someone in passing at Disney World and who people are there to relax with you.
Yes.
So they might, and as only, a one person, you are probably going to sit with other people, and it gives you a chance to connect with them, and it's fun. You might never know that you might make a friend along the way, but it's still also nice because you get to have you time. And I think that's where I believe goes beyond just a vacation, because traveling is meant to reset your mind.
Yes.
You're supposed to take off that mental load that you're having, whether it's family, your careers. It just provides that permission to step out and have some you time. And the best thing is, you don't have to get off the ship. While they do have ports that you go to, you don't have to go. I mean, we did a San Diego cruise, so we were supposed to go to Catalina. We actually did not go to Catalina because they had some high winds, and the captain decided that we're not going to take the little ferry boats because we don't want them to get toppled over, but we don't want guests to get stranded over there. So, which was amazing. That morning, they added more itineraries and more things for the kids to do at the kids club. And then we did not get off the boat at Mexico just because, like I said, kids were really, and we wanted to maximize our time on the ship since it was only 3 days. But you're free to do what you want, and you can make it the most relaxing. You can make it the most adventurous one as well. I mean, there are things Disney does where they, separate from the Disney cruise, where they do river cruises where they're meant to travel the world. And that is an activity exhibition. Your ship is only there for you to sleep on, but you're going to be off the ship majority of the time seeing the world, which is a whole different experience in itself. And that's usually without kids. That type of experience is something without kids. So if somebody's wanted to go somewhere where really adult exclusive, that is one thing that I highly recommend.
Oh, I like that. So let's talk about the adult. We did talk a little bit at the beginning, a long time ago. Have you heard lately, the newest trend is people are taking vacations, or leaving at the beginning, leaving early in the morning, go someplace, and then come back. Have you seen a lot? And if so, where's number one place that you see people going to do that kind of traveling?
I think a lot of places that I'm seeing for that is one of two things. I'm seeing either Florida doing some activities in Florida, or even New York going to Broadway, or other things that people are doing as well. So those are some of the, 1-day trips I'm seeing people do. And it's pretty amazing. Especially, we've got great shows in Broadway right now. We always have some, but it's just that, or a lot of them I see like a short private couple-hour cruise that people do, where it's just a private ship, private dinner ship that just goes around the lagoon area that people do, and it's only a 1-day trip. So those are some of the things I do. Or there are some people who want to fly in, do a full day at a theme park, and then leave late at night. So there are people I've seen who've done that as well.
That's cool. Well, as we travel, we got to go through TSA, right? Any tips you can give everybody on being prepared to go through TSA that you like to give them?
Yes, I think the thing to be most prepared for is, these days, paying attention to the line you're in, because I feel like it goes back and forth where electronics can stay in the bag versus they have to be out of the bag. So I'm thinking people need to always be prepared to take it out of the bag, but then see, well, is this the one that is not, that you could just keep it in your bags? So also, that's the other thing. And then sometimes I've noticed, depending on the souvenirs that you bring,
yes,
those might need to be on baggage claim, because sometimes people go through it, they don't know what it is, and if you rather just be done with TSA and go, does it cost extra? Yeah, but baggage claim is not that bad, especially if it's less for you to worry about. Or take advantage, if you don't mind giving your luggage, and they say, hey, we're looking for people who want to give up their luggage for free, and they get bumped up in the group. And I'm always down for that.
Me too. Sign me up.
I always, whenever I can, I try to do that, because I would rather not be the absolute last person to get on, and then try to tell that one, if I'm traveling by myself, being that one person who says, I'm sorry, that's my seat by the window.
I love it. I love it. Well, as you know, women are out here now traveling by themselves. What would you like to tell them about that?
Yeah, for any woman who is a family caretaker or has a career that they have these days, for women traveling, it really provides that rare permission for you to step out of that role and simply be navigating a new environment, no matter how small or how big. And it also builds confidence that translates back into your daily life as well.
Oh, that's good, James. Okay, our time is almost up. I could have you on here all day and we'd be talking about travel. I already wrote down solo trip. I circled it. But there were some questions. I want to ask you something. And I want to let's play a little game called She Shift Game. And if a woman is packing for her next chapter, what is 3 things she needs to bring with her?
One thing needs to bring mobile charger for the phone, because you're going to be wanting to take pictures.
Ooh, that's good.
You're going to be wanting to take pictures. You're going to want to take videos, and you want to be able to not worry about, oh no, I need to wait until I get back to my room. Comfortable shoes, especially if you're doing a lot of walking. You need to have something that's going to feel comfortable on your feet. And trying to think of a good third thing. And I think the third thing I would say, bring some attire that really shows that this is relaxing.
Ooh. Oh, that's good.
That signifies that this is going to be a relaxing trip. Whether it's a t-shirt, tank top, shorts, something that just signifies I'm leaving my everyday life. I'm leaving the business attire away, and I'm just here to relax.
I love it. Well, what's one thing she needs to leave at home?
One thing she needs to leave at home is her worries.
Ooh, good.
Is whatever is going on at home, leave that be. It will be there when you get back, but I can say with most certainty, I can't say it, at 100%, but this will allow you to rejuvenate and go back with a clearer mind and maybe better handle whatever life is being thrown at you.
I love it. James, thank you for playing my game. But before we end our show, how can people get in touch with us? Now, I know you see the ticker down at the bottom, you guys. But James, what else would you like to tell everybody?
Yeah, you can get in touch with me with 1 or 2 ways. You can get in touch with me either by phone or email. My direct phone number is area code 818-648-3688. And my email is jhall, HALL, @concierge.com. Again, that's CONCIEARS.com. And you could also check out my own personal podcast at Main Street Radio on Apple or Spotify as well.
I love it, James. So as we get ready to shut down our show tonight, what would you like to leave everybody with?
I think the thing that I would leave everybody with, um, everybody should take a discovery trip, one where the itinerary is focused more so on your curiosity. And having somebody like me at your side will make the process easier from start to finish. Even when you're on your trip, I will check in with you how things are going.
Ooh. So you do all of that, James? You would check in with me?
Absolutely.
Oh, okay. I like that. Look, I do have one more question. I'm always asking everybody, like you're doing your love passion. So what's next? I mean, you're doing what else do you see yourself for yourself that you're doing this?
I think the next thing, as I mentioned, I've been doing the theme park industry, but now I'm trying to get into doing more of the expedition type trips, as I briefly mentioned earlier. So, Adventures by Disney or National Geographic, things that are really meant to explore the world, is one of
Mhm.
these trips I want to help people get more into because there is so much of this world to see. And to be able to go to a place where even if you're traveling alone, you're going with somebody who is an expert, of the area, as well as you never know, you might make a new friend or two.
Right.
There is amazing. I mean, there are trips that I think I told you, Pamela, there was one Adventures by Disney that's a SoCal getaway where it's not only touring Hollywood, but touring the Walt Disney Studios itself, seeing the archives, and then getting like a VIP type couple of days in Disneyland as well. So it's like this sounds like the ultimate VIP Disney trip, and
Mhm.
I want to help people get those trips as on top of the ones that I'm already doing for people.
Right. Look, because I told my family about the behind the scenes, and my sister's like, "Oh my God!" I go, "Right." I told her, I said, "James told me about the whole thing." So we were talking about it just yesterday morning. She's like, "Okay, when are we going to do it?" I go, "I don't know, but we need to do it." So we definitely be in touch with you there. Well, James, this was fun. I love travel. We'll have to have you back on again so we can talk about some more traveling and see other places that we could talk about the next time around.
Absolutely.
Well, I want to thank you. I'm going to put you in the green room. Don't hang up with me. So just a moment.
All right. Thanks for having me, Pamela.
Thank you. This was so much fun as I knew it would be. Oh my goodness, you guys. I got my traveling plans. Do you have yours? And James dropped some nuggets. And let me tell you, the Disney cruise is, as James has talked about, we have went on it several times. It's just amazing. So if you are interested in going in here and doing some traveling, I hope this show has inspired you and empower you to go out here and discover your what's next traveling. And you can do it with a group. And we even talked about doing some solo shows. So I hope this has helped you to get prepared and get ready for your what's next. So you guys, this is it. Went fast, didn't it? Oh my goodness. I got my notes. I hope you got yours. If not, check them out. Check out the notes on Sunday. Note that if you know someone who's needing inspiration on planning for their travel, share the show. You know, I love the sharing is caring. And if you have if you have like to leave us with a comment, go ahead and drop me a comment. Better yet, now you can do me a voicemail at www.sheshift.co. Drop me a voicemail. Until next week, everyone, you all go out here and go after your what's next. And know that it's a little hard, but we're doing it together. Until then, everyone, take care.